Construction Business and Law Manual for Nevada, Chapter 9, Nevada Business Requirements. Overview. This chapter provides an overview of important information required for doing business in the state of Nevada. Some of the information covered concerns registering a business in the state, unfair trade practices, minority business enterprise, and job safety and environmental regulations. The chapter also includes a list of Nevada state resources, including contact information for governmental agencies that provide information and applications for processing business licensing and for contractors. Registering the business. Businesses in Nevada that choose to declare themselves a corporation, limited liability company, or limited partnership must file formation documents with the Secretary of State. They must also obtain a Nevada business license from the Department of Taxation. NRS 78, Private Corporations, is the law that covers provisions for private corporations in the state. The new owner will need to be aware of the following information before submitting an application for articles of incorporation in the state of Nevada. A name that appears to be that of a natural person and containing a given name or initials must not be used as a corporate name except with the addition of a corporate ending such as Incorporated, Inc., Limited Ltd., Company, CO, or Corporation Corp. Those who incorporate in the state must designate a person as a resident agent who resides in the state and who can provide a street address for the service of process. The number of shares that corporation will have the authority to issue with its par value and the number without par value must be reported. The application requires a list indicating the number of members who will make up the first board of directors with their names and addresses. The minimum age for a board member is 18, and each corporation organized under the laws of the state of Nevada pursuant to NRS 78.150 must file its list of officers, directors, and resident agent annually. Business name registration or reservation. A company that intends to operate a business or advertise the business to the public using a trade name or an assumed name must also register that name with the Secretary of State. The Nevada Name Reservation System enables computer users to reserve a name for filing with the Office of the Secretary of State at a later time. The price to reserve a name on the website is $25. This website address is http://nvsos.gov/sos/businesses/forms-fees/name-reservation. After the request has been processed, an email verification for filing or rejection of the name reservation will be sent within 24 hours, excluding weekends and holidays. If the notice is not received within the designated time, a verbal confirmation or rejection may be obtained by contacting the Commercial Records Office at 775-684-5708. For additional information about registering a business or business name in Nevada, write or call the main office of the Secretary of State in Carson City or the satellite office located in Las Vegas. Secretary of State, Commercial Recordings Division, 202 North Carson Street, Carson City, Nevada, 89701. Phone 775-684-5708. General Inquiries email, sosmail@sos.nv.gov. Secretary of State, Commercial Recordings Division, 555 East Washington Avenue, Suite 5200, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89101. Phone 702-486-2880. Additional information can be found on the Secretary of State website at http://nvsos.gov/sos/home unfair trade practices. According to NRS 598A.030, the state of Nevada will regulate unfair trade practices by prohibiting acts in restraint of trade or commerce, except where properly regulated as provided by law, preserving and protecting the free, open, and competitive nature of the market system, and penalizing all persons engaged in anti-competitive practices to the full extent allowed by law. NRS 598A.060 designates prohibited activities related to restraint of trade. These activities can result from a contract, combination, or conspiracy. It is unlawful to conduct any part of any such activity in the state. Some of these unlawful activities include the following prohibitions: price fixing, which consists of raising, depressing, fixing, pegging, or stabilizing the price of any service. One of the illegal activities included in this law is bid rigging. The law describes bid rigging as the misuse of bid depositories, foreclosures of competitive activity for a period of time, rotation of jobs among competitors, submission of identical bids, and submission of complementary bids not intended to secure acceptance by the customer. Division of markets consisting of agreements between competitors to divide territories and to refrain from soliciting or selling in certain areas. Allocation of customers consisting of agreements not to sell specified customers of a competitor, and tying arrangements consisting of contracts in which the seller or lessor conditions the sale or lease of commodities or services on the purchase or leasing of another commodity or service. Minority Business Enterprise, MBE. The state of Nevada supports small minority and disadvantaged business development. Public agencies such as the Nevada Department of Transportation and NVDOT have minority purchasing programs that are intended to require and increase business expenditures with properly certified MBE businesses. For more information about how to become a certified, contact the State of Nevada website at www.nv.gov. There are also links to various supporting and governing agencies such as the Small Business Development Center, the Nevada Department of Transportation, and Nevada Minority Purchasing Council. Nevada Minority Purchasing Council. The Nevada Minority Purchasing Council, the NMPC, is a nonprofit, tax-exempt corporation chartered as a private sector initiative. It was founded for the sole purpose of increasing the purchase of goods and services between minority suppliers and the private and public sectors. The council sponsors outreach programs and activities designated to support corporate minority purchasing policies by bringing together corporations and minority vendors. Programs and services offered by NMPC include certification of ethnic minority business enterprises, referrals to major purchasers of minority suppliers, and support in developing, expanding, and promoting corporate purchasing programs. The Nevada Minority Purchasing Council can be contacted by writing to Nevada Minority Purchasing Council, 1785 East Sahara Avenue, Suite 360, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89104. Phone 702-894-4477. Email nvminority@aol.com. Nevada OSHA. The Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Act, NRS 618, provides job safety and health protection for workers through the promotion of safe and healthful working conditions throughout the state of Nevada. Under the Act, employers are responsible for displaying the Nevada OSHA safety poster in a prominent place. They are also required to ensure that the worksite is free from recognized hazards that could result in death or serious physical harm to employees, and to comply with occupational safety and health standards adopted under the Act. Employees are also required to comply with all the occupational safety and health standards, rules, regulations, and orders issued under the Act that apply to their individual actions and conduct on the job. Both employers and employees are encouraged to reduce the workplace hazards voluntarily and to develop improved safety and health programs. The Occupational Safety and Health Enforcement Section, OSHES. The Occupational Safety and Health Enforcement section of the Division of Industrial Relations Department of Business and Industry has the primary responsibility for administering the Act. OSHA enforces occupational safety and health standards, and its representatives conduct job site inspections to ensure compliance with the Act. Employees, public or private, or their representatives have the right to file a complaint with the nearest OSHA office requesting an inspection if they believe unsafe or unhealthful conditions exist in their workplace. OSHA will keep their names confidential. The Act provides that employees may not be discharged or discriminated against in any way for filing safety and health complaints or otherwise exercising their rights under the Act. If, upon inspection, OSHA finds that an employer has violated the Act, a citation will be issued. Each citation will specify a time period within which the alleged violation must be corrected. Penalties. The Act provides for mandatory penalties against employers of up to $7,000 for each serious violation and for optional penalties up to $7,000 for each non-serious violation. Penalties of up to $7,000 per day may be proposed for failure to correct violations within the proposed time period. Any employer who willfully or repeatedly violates the Act may be assessed penalties of up to $70,000 for each such violation. The Act also provides for criminal penalties for any willful violation resulting in death of an employee. Nevada Environmental Protection. Although the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, sets the standards for regulating the nation's resources, it has delegated the primary authority for implementing and administering environmental protection programs to the states. Nevada Air Pollution Compliance. In Nevada, the Compliance and Enforcement Branch of the Bureau of Air Pollution Control, BAPC, monitors air pollution to prevent deterioration of the air quality. A primary goal of the agency is to ensure that all sources are in compliance with federal and state air quality rules and regulations. Among its responsibilities, the Compliance and Enforcement Branch conducts unannounced inspections of permitted sources and investigates air quality complaints to determine compliance with the applicable air quality regulations. When a source has been determined as out of compliance, appropriate enforcement actions are taken. Enforcement actions include warnings, corrective action measures, compliance orders, stop orders, and notices of alleged violations, NOAV. Any enforcement actions with penalties are negotiated in a consistent manner, utilizing the BAPC penalty policy, and are ratified by the State Environmental Commission, SEC. The following chart is an example of some of the penalties imposed for minor violations according to NAC 445B.281. These are violations that a construction company should be most aware of and to take overt action to avoid. Figure 9-1, Air Pollution Penalties. First offense for all, $250. Second offense, $500. Major violation for fugitive dust. Third offense, major violation for fugitive dust, and $500 for everything else. Odors, open burning, record keeping, monitoring, reporting, or compliance certification. Hazardous Waste Management Program. According to NRS 459-.400, Nevada Hazardous Waste Management Program regulates permitting and inspection of hazardous waste facilities. It is also responsible for enforcing state hazardous waste statutes and regulations and is authorized to enforce federal hazardous waste regulations in lieu of the United States Environmental Protection Agency, US EPA. Nevada has adopted, by reference with certain modifications, federal hazardous waste regulations. To remain authorized, the Hazardous Waste Program is periodically updated to ensure that state regulations reflect changes approved by the US EPA. The Division of Environmental Protection contracts with the University of Nevada's Business Environmental Program to provide free and confidential hazardous waste technical assistance to small businesses throughout the state. For information, contact the university by calling 800-882-3233. Water quality. The Nevada Bureau of Water Pollution Control, BWPC, is responsible for protecting the waters of the state from the discharge of pollutants. The Bureau's activities include issuing discharge permits, which define the quality of the discharge, enforcing the state's water pollution control laws and regulations, and providing technical and financial assistance to dischargers. The BWPC, Bureau of Water Pollution Control, also issues the following permits: National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, NPDES permits for discharge to surface waters, groundwater permits for discharges that may impact subsurface waters, and underground injection control, UIC permits for injection through wells, stormwater permits, and temporary or general permits, depending upon the type of discharge, the duration, and the waters that may be potentially impacted. Additionally, the BWPC performs engineering reviews of the designs of permitted facilities, inspects permitted facilities, and investigates violations of water pollution statutes and regulations. Underground storage tanks. The EPA has given states primary authority to implement the Underground Storage Tank UST program within their boundaries. For information about Nevada's UST programs, contact Nevada Division of Environmental Protection, 901 South Stewart Street, Suite 4001, Carson City, Nevada, 89701. Phone number 775-687-9368. https://ndep.nevada.gov/land/underground-storage-tanks. Heating oil tanks. There are no underground storage tank regulations mandating removal or testing of home heating oil tanks. Home heating oil tanks are considered unregulated tanks under the UST laws administered by the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection, the NDEP. Heating oil tank installation, removal, and in-place abandonment may be coordinated by the local fire jurisdiction. Contractors should also contact the local building department to check for any further requirements that must be met. State law requires that releases of petroleum products greater than 25 gallons or with more than 3 cubic yards of soil affected or in any quantity on or in groundwater be reported to the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection. Bureau of Corrective Actions. The report must be made within 24 hours of the first business day of the discovery. The Bureau's phone number is 775-687-4670. Asbestos waste. The Nevada Administrative Code, NAC, sections 444.965 to 444.976 contain regulation governing the disposal of asbestos. Friable asbestos waste is subject to regulatory standards concerning handling, transportation, record keeping, notification, and disposal. For additional information, contact the Nevada Division of Industrial Relations /Occupational Safety and Health Enforcement section at Chief Administrative Officer, 1301 North Green Valley Parkway, Suite 200, Henderson, Nevada, 89074. Phone number 702-486-9020. State resources. A website has been established by the state of Nevada where users are guided through the steps to register a new business with the Secretary of State's office and other applicant agencies as required. Users can register with Silverflume to use the site, which will provide the users access to required documentation. These include applications and other types of forms listed under business services, as well as licensing and registration. The website is Silverflume, Nevada Business Portal, and can be helpful in determining what forms may be required to start and maintain a business entity. The website is located at https://www.nvsilverflume.gov/home. The chart on the following pages contains helpful list of governmental and business-related resources. Corporations and partnerships. In order for a business to become a corporation, limited liability company, or partnership in Nevada, documents must be filed with the Secretary of State. Once a business is registered in the state, the owners must obtain a Nevada business license from the Department of Taxation. A foreign corporate out of state may not transact business in the state unless it first registers with the Secretary of State. Contractor licensing. Nevada statutes require that all contractors bidding or contracting for work in Nevada must be licensed. The necessary forms and information can be obtained from the listed resource. Federal taxes. An SS-4 application is filed to obtain an employer identification number, required by almost all businesses. The EIN assigned by the IRS registers the business with the federal government and is required on documents for reporting and payment of income or payroll taxes. It is required on any return, statement, or other document sent to the IRS. The IRS also sponsors workshops, educational programs, and provides instructional literature to help business owners. Nevada's tax structure can vary depending on the type of business and county that it is located in. However, the state does not impose a corporate income tax, personal state, city, or county income tax, inheritance tax, franchise tax, capital stocks tax, or an inventory tax. Further information can be obtained by contacting the listed resources. Unemployment taxes must be paid on wages exceeding $225 during the calendar quarter. Qualifying businesses must register with the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation. Under Nevada law, employers must provide employees with workers' compensation coverage to ensure that workers injured on the job or their beneficiaries will receive compensation for injuries as defined by the law. The insurance program also provides financial protection to the employer. Further information is obtained from the resource column. Labor laws. The Labor Commissioner for the state of Nevada enforces the labor laws of the state and may adopt regulations that govern the employee's daily work hours, the working environment, and the wages to be paid. Information pertaining to the duties and practices of the Office of the Labor Commissioner can be found in the resource column. The Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Act, NRS 618, requires the Occupational Safety and Health Enforcement Section of the Department of Business and Industry, Division of Industrial Relations, to enforce health and safety standards. The state has added additional inspection and standards concerning the operation of cranes and the manufacture and use of explosives. The state has also added requirements concerning written safety programs and safety committees. The section also handles the asbestos abatement program for Nevada. Further information can be obtained by contacting the agencies listed in the resource column. Nevada OSHA. The Occupational Safety and Health Enforcement Section, OSHA, administers the Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Act, NRS 618. Copies of the Act specify OSHA's safety and health standards, and other applicable regulations may be obtained from OSHA's district offices. Topic and description. Environmental laws. Responsibility for the land, air, and water resources of Nevada fall under the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, whose enforcement arm is the Division of Environmental Protection. The environmental laws govern and regulate air and water quality, hazardous and solid waste, and water supplies. Further information is obtained from the resource column. Business assistance. Contractors can obtain valuable assistance and information concerning business practices from the Small Business Administration, SBA. The Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE, Nevada District Office is a valuable resource for obtaining information about managing a business. Nevada Job Connect is a workforce system created to meet the needs of businesses and job seekers. The first time the system serves as a primary connection in bringing together businesses with positions to fill and qualified job seekers. The system provides current job market, job training, and career information. If you have found benefit in Chapter 9, please move to Construction, Business, and Law Manual for Nevada, Chapter 10. Thank you for listening.